Imagine if you have more confidence, what would your life be different in relationships, career, physical health, and mental health? How much lack of confidence is costing you? How to build the confident muscle so that you can perform tasks at your own will. Let me tell you a story. There was a young man walking nearby circus. He saw an elephant tied to a rope. He was curious. An elephant that could take down a huge tree, how can it be held by a small rope? He went inside the circus to meet the trainer and find out the reason. He asked the trainer, why is the elephant tied to the rope? Why didn't you put it in the cage? And why isn't it not escaping? Why did it stay there? The trainer replied, young man, when the elephant was very small, very young, it didn't have enough strength, and the rope was good enough to hold the baby elephant. But every day, out of all the odds, the baby elephant believed that it could escape, but after a couple of attempts, it finally gave up. And the elephant that you are seeing right there, that has a strong inner potential. It can cut down a huge tree, but it still believes that it can't. Everyone has a rope inside us. We are capable of doing more. We are capable of achieving greatness, capable of becoming any person that we want. We all have deep inside our mind. But what is stopping us? Lack of confidence. And lack of confidence comes from fears, self-doubts. Can I succeed? Can I do that? What if I fail? What if he fails on me? Everything. And we are the only creatures on this planet that can live a particular way for 25 years, tear down the entire script, and live a completely different life. We have the choices to be who we are. William James quoted it well. Most people live in a restricted circle of potential. We all have the potential of achieving what we want. But we limit ourselves and be with the people and surround ourselves, and we don't get out of the space. So today, we need to understand 3 basic concepts before we enhance the confidence. Number 1 is self-image. Self-image is what you think about yourself and the people around you. What you think about your father, about your mother, about your friend sitting beside you, and about everyone around you. And self-esteem is how you feel about yourself and the people around you. And self-confidence is how you act, how you behave with your friends, with yourself, and with your parents. We all behave differently with all the people. We behave certain way in house. We behave a different way in a movie theater. We all been there. And today, I'm going to reveal to you 3 key powerful secret ingredients that enhance confidence exponentially. Number 1, positive thought enhancer. What does positive thinking has to do with the confidence? Why do we need positive thoughts? Everything that we see in this world that came from a thought, maybe a device that could glow, that could emit light in the darkness, or an object that could fly high up in the air, travel 500 miles, and land safely. Everything came from a thought. But our brain, it's 2 million years old brain. It is designed for survival. It is not designed for success. It always looks for negativity. What could go wrong? What if it doesn't work? What if I fail? So it is our duty to step back and understand our brain. Yes, back in Stone Age, we need this. This is the survival instinct that is protecting us for a long time. And we need this to protect ourselves and our own fellow members, our own tribe from enemy tribes. Protect ourselves from viruses, bacteria. Protect ourselves from wild animals, lions, saber-toothed tigers. We need this skill, but we are not anymore in the Stone Age. We have evolved. Human society has evolved from Stone Age, and right now we are in the digital age. And according to that, we need to adopt our brain. We need to think how it operates, and we need to adapt to that. For that, to put it into the better direction, we need positive thinking. Think about our brain. It's like a beautiful garden. A garden full of flowers, roses, lilies, plants, trees, fruits. Think about it. But what happens if the garden has unwanted plants? If garden grows weeds, what happens? It destroys the garden. And it is our duty to protect the garden, to mow the garden every time. And we need to do that consistently, not just once, not just twice, consistently every day. And we need to pull that weeds and unwanted plants out of the roots so that we can protect the garden. Similarly, our brain needs positive thinking to protect ourselves. We need to protect our brain and practice positive thinking. There are a lot of tools in doing that. Meditation, it's one of the tools. And gratitude, being grateful for who you are, being grateful for the people that you meet, being grateful for the things that you can do, being grateful for the small little things, the air, the water, the positive thoughts will improve the confidence. Positive thinking reduces the stress. This is scientifically proven and helps to boost the confidence. And the second important ingredient is act as if. The single most critical element to build confidence is to act as if you already possess the confidence that you have. Which means, think about it. If you want to learn a particular skill, I know most of you are good at maths. Do you know anyone not good at maths? Think about it. How would an expert approach to this situation? What would he think? What about Ramanujan? What would he think about maths? If you're solving a particular problem, if he is there, what would he think? Would he give up? Or would he formulate something and solve it? Or would he write a movie story? I don't know. What would he think? If you put yourself into that, you will try to take action in a better direction. Similarly, if you are near the swimming pool and if you don't know how to swim, think about how a professional athlete and athletic swimmer would do. What would he do? How would he breathe? How would he walk? By taking those things, by putting those things together, you come up as a more confident person. Research shows that 55% of messages communicated well through body language, which means before you even speak a single word, you utter a single word, communication matters and body language matters. The third step is confident action. Most people, first let me give you what it is. Action of the confident comes first, followed by the feeling. Most people wait for the feeling to come first, and it's wrong. Did you prepare for the exams ever before? Did you feel good before preparing for the exam? Or did you just practice and then you became confident person and you got more confidence and then you went out to the examination hall and wrote the exam? Confidence comes from competence. Competence is how good you are at something. And how good you are at something is determined by how long you have been doing. Confidence is a skill. It's not something that you have. It's something that you build. How good you are at something is based on repetition. And practice leads to mastery. Mastery builds competence. And the more competence you have, the more confident you are. Let's say you have an experience, you swim for 5 years. You have swimming experience for 5 years. And you just started singing. You just started singing for a year. So you'll have more confidence and competence in swimming compared to singing. Because you have been experiencing it, you have been practicing it for a long, long time compared to singing. But what if you are learning completely new? You don't know anything about it, and you haven't heard anything about it. What if you are learning completely new? How do you build the confidence? At that point of time, you don't even have the confidence. Then how do you build the confidence? Let's say you have been pulled out by an alien ship and dropped into some other country. Let's say Hong Kong. In US, you might survive, you know English. But what if Hong Kong? You don't even know the sign language. How did you survive there? You don't have any competence, and you don't have any confidence. How would you survive at that place? Your brain, it always looks for cues. You will start to think, and the first thing that you do, you listen to what's happening. The basic thing, you will listen, and you will try to understand. Then you start with the small words. It's not like you give up. You are in Hong Kong. You can't give up. There is no going back. You burned all the ships. The alien burnt it. You can't go back. So you build it step by step. You learn the words, you implement it, you take action, and from words, you learn sentences. You try to communicate. You slowly build the competence. When you build the competence, the more you build the competence, the more confident you are. And the more confident you are, the more you are likely to take the action. That builds more confidence. It's like an upward spiral. And you have to build that to put your brain towards the future pace, towards the success, and towards your greater good. And the opposite is also true. Let's say you have a habit of waking up. I know you have the habit of waking up at 5 a.m. But what if you suddenly gave up? The first day, your brain will alert you and would say, hey, you have to wake up. This is your waking time. And the second day, you will forget it. After a week, your brain even won't try to wake you up. And after a month, you even forget that you wake up at 5 a.m. So downward spiral is also good. And it is your duty to put yourself towards the upward spiral. So how to improve upward spiral? How you can build that? So the one way is celebrating micro accomplishments. This has been there for a long time in Western culture, and Indian culture is getting to that. It's not yet organized well. So celebrating the small achievements towards the bigger goal. When you celebrate the small achievements, the science behind it is the feel-good chemicals like the dopamine, oxytocin, these are released. And these chemicals would make you feel good. And when you feel good, you are most likely to take the action again. And I want to end this by saying, knowledge is just a potential power. It just gives you satisfaction. Implementation of the knowledge gives you the fulfillment. That's all I got. Thank you.